Peter, this has got...
The Prime Minister of Japan. Or was it President? No, it must be the Prime Minister, I suppose. Yes, brought him here and had talks, protracted talks. You know, one always hears in political circles of protracted talks.
Well,
with this view, it couldn't have been, you know, too much of a dirge.
Well, we'll have a protracted talk of our own, but we won't be political. I don't think we want to be political today.
No, let's get off politics.
Okay. Peter, one thing I wanted to ask you. You made a picture in '75 and then again in '76, and now you're making this Panther in '78, right?
Oh, the last one?
Yes. And is it that you just really don't want to work any more than that, or?
Oh, no, not at all.
No?
No, it just worked out that way, that the three fitted in line. In fact, after this, I'm going on to two entirely different films.
Not
One
comedies?
another. No, comedy. Well, in a way, but I mean, entirely different sort of thing. Reverting back to things I used to do before the Panther. It's nice to do something for a while, especially if it's successful. These, as you know, have been enormously successful. So I'm sort of just doing that, you know, and just letting it, letting time sort of shape my career, if you like. I mean, after this, I do a film I want to do very much, and then after that, I do a film that it's been my ambition to do for the last 7 years.
Can you tell us what it is?
Yes, a subject called Being There, which will be directed by Hal Ashby. He's a favourite director of mine, and it's by a writer called Jerzy Kosinski. It's a fantastic piece, and hopefully will make a magnificent movie. I really look forward very much to that, and also that when it's made, it'll come out around about electioneering time, and it's a subject that deals in a way with it's non-political, but I think it's in its way, without being one of those heavy statement films, it nevertheless is. Has a lot in its own particular style to say about what can happen in life.
Let's talk about Inspector Clouseau.
Yes.
And those fabulous disguises. A lot of people might look at those, Peter, and they might say, those are the worst disguises, those noses that don't blend in and all that sort of thing. But what is the concept?
Well, they're meant to be, of course, as you realize, they're meant to be really bad. Because we feel that Clouseau goes to this shop. It's a disguise. You've seen those shops, they sell sore fingers that you slip over, you know, a thing with a nail through it. And
magic shops.
Magic shops.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And Clouseau gets most of his stuff from a shop like that. He believes that the man who runs his shop, you saw maybe in the movie, he went in there and got the Toulouse-Lautrec outfit. He thinks the man's a genius. This is the one of the defects in Clouseau's makeup.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that Clouseau one,
particular.
All right, now the shoes. Whose idea was it to have are they Adidas or something like that?
Adidas, yes. Actually, that was I believe that was Blake Edwards' idea. To instead of using ordinary shoes, to make them into Adidas.
And then he's got the smoking coat on again.
Yes, well, he's just been blown up there.
Yes,
of course,
right.
Yes.
That's been used before, and is there actually some sort of fire in there, without giving too much away? But
well, no. I tell you what it is. It's a chemical.
Are you uncomfortable when that thing?
Yes, very. It's a chemical. It's a liquid until it's taken out of the bottle, and they apply it. You can put it anywhere, and it'll give off clouds of smoke. The only problem is, if you get it in your lungs at all, you absolutely choke and you can't speak. So it has to come off you without getting up your nose or anything like that. Then you can't talk at all.
But it's a marvelous looking getup. And then another one that just cracks me up.
It's for in Hawaii. It's for the interviewing hard. If you're talking in the interviewing with the camera hard. In the 40 on the table, I heard her.
You sound like the Swedish cook on the Muppets. Have you seen that character?
Yeah, in a way, I suppose it is, yes.
Now, I want to know about the parrot. Whose idea was the parrot? That is so off
Oh,
the
well,
wall.
Blake and I have had a hang-up about parrots for a long time. In most of our movies, you've noticed that in the last Panther, the parrots have appeared. And even in the party, we had a big parrot, and we fed it on birdie num-num. It's a nice... Like that thing, people always remember the name for that bird food, birdie num-num. Birdie num-num. That's
like-
strange you should say about that. It's made me think of that. It's strange you should say about the Muppets. Yes, I know what you mean. It's like, you know, people doing the same thing at the same time in different parts of the world, like inventors or whatever, and not knowing about each other. For example, Roman Polanski, the film director, you know,
Yes.
and myself, we used to do these two Swedes arguing. It must have been years ago. And at the same time, I expect when Jim Henson was getting the first ideas for that, and both of us were doing it independently of each other, never knew anything about it.
Peter, are you the kind of person who will call friends and use one of your crazy accents?
Oh, yes, yes.
What's the most fun you've ever had pulling that kind of joke?
Well, I usually have a great deal of fun when I'm trying to avoid phone calls. Saying that I'm out or
Who do you
using...
pretend to be? The butler?
I could be anybody. I sometimes use Cary Grant, the sort of Cary Grant sort of voice. You know, hello, I'm sorry he's not in today. No. I'm afraid he happens to be out. Oh, what a shame, yes. I'll tell him you've called. What name is it, please? Yes. My name? Mortimer, yes. Just call me Mortimer. That'll be the name. My man, Mortimer, yes. Hello, my darling. That sort of thing. Or, I sometimes play very smooth-talking American managers. I do Cockney business managers, rock stars, all kinds of loonies. People who can hardly speak a word of English. That's what I really enjoy. The ones who can hardly speak any English.
Like sometimes I talking on the phone, you know, like the Mexican. I do the Mexican boy on the phone. I'm saying on the phone. I'm not understand what you say. This go now, eh? And I want for it to say, give me what the name, huh? Hey, tell him when he come back, huh? Hey.
And that's good. Hello there. I just want to talk to him.
Yeah, that's good. I tell him that. Oh, wow, man, that's good.
Or I do. You know, I do frankly English one too. And terribly sorry. It's absolutely impossible to talk to Mr. Sellers at the moment because he's not here. You see? Who's that?
Could you do Jimmy Carter?
No, I never been able to. I used to do Nixon, but
Could you do him quite well?
yes, I did Nixon on a record once that we made in England, which never saw the light of day. So my colleagues and I, it's called "I'm Innocent of Watergate." But I've never been able to take off
How did
Carter.
he say, "I'm innocent of Watergate"? How did he say?
I'm innocent of Watergate. Nixon spoke like that. Have him, have that gentleman brought in here, the one who's sitting out on top of the tree on the White House lawn there. Have him brought into the Oval Room here. I'll just talk to him right now. Tell him about my time in Anzio. I'll talk about Anzio. I served with Ike in Anzio. Oh, my leg. I'll say, oh, my leg. It's good for my image.
Stuff like that. He used to.
And it didn't sell.
No, but it wasn't because of. It was political satire. I don't think political
Poor
satire
timing.
itself.
Poor turn.
It was all over, finished and done. That shows you how good record companies are.
I
They wait until Watergate's finished and then they bring the record out.
Peter, nice to see you again.
And nice to see you too.
Take care.
Thank you.
This stuff will work.